Ladies and gentlemen, today I'm going to be going over some of the history of the historic Ohio Stadium, home of the Buckeyes, and I believe the fourth biggest stadium in the United States. And it's got like a long, storied history to it. One of the oldest stadiums that is still up in America. Just to really start it off, it was built in the year of 1922. Long time ago. That stadium is over 100 years old now, one of the very few to be over 100 years old. But you can see, even in these photos, it had that traditional horseshoe angle to it. That opening you see, there's completely no south stands in there at all. Those weren't built yet. It was literally just a horseshoe. One of the key reasons why the stadium is still referred to as the horseshoe. And you can see there's not that much to it. It's got the pretty much just two rows of seating, pretty standard there. But you see the design on the exterior already, even back in the day. And you see kind of the Coliseum look. And it really does kind of look like an old Coliseum. But yeah, none of the really main aspects were there to it yet at this point. The front entrance, though, was there. The mural of the front entrance that looks like the opening gates to a Coliseum, that was put in place at this point. But it wasn't until much later that you start to see a bit of an expansion towards the south side. Obviously not the expansion that we know today, but they put up some seats there. In that time, you can see the stadium's capacity is around, I would say, somewhere in that 80,000 range. And then obviously in the late 90s, they got that big expansion to the south side of the stadium, adding the seats that we kind of know now, which put it over that 100,000 mark. I believe might have been the turn of the century. It might have been around 2001. They got that big extension. It actually got up to a capacity of around 104,000. But they did a seat reduction in 2018, which brought it back to where it sits now, around 102,780, which still makes it one of the biggest stadiums in America at this point today. But I mean, if you look at it, really great stadium for night games, just all around, really good build to it. I think it's maybe the most unique stadium in the country. It's, unique in the fact that it's not like one of the super stadiums, doesn't have the roof. But if you just really take a look at it, I mean, that's a good looking stadium. And for it being built 100 years ago, to still keep the structure, they had to gut it a few times, but it looks really nice. Obviously, they added the press box up there at the top. And from time to time, they do touch-up renovations. But other than that, I think it's here to stay for a while. It looks really well.